From his earlier days as Hide Jr. to taking his second social media hiatus in 2023 after using a South Asian slur, this is the story of the rise and fall of the controversial influencer, KSI. I'll start off with where it all began. Fans from day one probably remember KSI as Hide Jr. The year is 2008, and Olahide, like most 15-year-olds, decided to create a YouTube channel. The channel stayed up for less than a year before Olayinka decided to rebrand himself and created a new channel, KSI Oliya BT, the one he still uses today. Well, used. Fans are still unsure whether KSI will make a return to YouTube following his latest controversy, but I'll get to that later on. KSI Oliya BT arguably changed Olayinka's life, for better and for worse. The 16-year-old started off by uploading FIFA gaming commentary-style videos, before transitioning to vlogs and comedy challenges on his main account and 2 side accounts. Initially, his content was more family-centric. He'd have his mother, father, and younger brother Deji on board for sketches, games, and such. Deji actually followed suit and created a YouTube channel of his own. Reportedly, Olayinka asked his teacher in the 6th form whether he should leave school to pursue content creation as a full-time career. And when he revealed that he made £1,500 a month through YouTube, his teacher encouraged him to sit down and have a hard talk with his parents. Granted, his parents were skeptical of their teenage son dropping out. But seeing how both he and Dija were being named as some of the most successful content creators in the UK, they didn't really have much of an argument against it. So things started off pretty surreal for the young YouTuber. But then, his fame took a nosedive at the Eurogamer event. Microsoft decided to ban him because of the controversy. One of KSI's more popular skits was one that many believed trivialized sexual assault. The YouTuber would turn to the camera with a menacing smile at random times. He'd call this face his face. Not surprisingly, many parents were concerned. But according to KSI, he had no idea he was doing anything wrong at the time, because of all the likes and comments his videos gathered. So the trivial attitude continued, and it rolled over to major events. Most notably, his disgusting interview with female patrons at Eurogamer. KSI was hired by Microsoft to go around, ask questions, be as funny as he could, and basically promote the event. But the YouTuber was focused on asking female patrons some rather uncomfortable questions. He asked one woman to name her favorite sexually transmitted disease. The woman laughed it off, but when KSI persisted, she hesitantly replied, chlamydia, to which the YouTuber asked, "Is that because you have it?" Oh, and wait, there's more. KSI asked multiple women questions about their breasts, and even asked one woman if he could motorboat her. This was when the growing controversy surrounding KSI reached its first high. People petitioned to have Microsoft remove KSI from the event, and they did, for life. To the YouTuber's credit, he has since apologized for the entire ordeal. Looking back at some of his videos in 2020, KSI revealed that he couldn't believe what he was doing back then. His only explanation for it all was that he was just a kid. He claimed that he would never repeat such a disrespectful stunt in today's day and age. But back then, he genuinely thought it was the norm. KSI apologized profusely for the entire thing and said that he'd reached out to multiple women from that video to personally apologize for his past antics. One of those women actually responded on Twitter, saying that she knew it was a joke and wished people would take it as such. A Page 3 model, whom KSI interviewed and questioned about her sex life, also responded to the controversy, wherein the YouTuber called her a in the voiceover. She said that she thought it was all in good fun and didn't harbor any negative feelings towards the guy. So, I guess that's that, right? I think you know there's still another major milestone to talk about in KSI's life. When he co-founded The Sidemen in 2013. KSI is part of the 6-part British content creators group called The Sidemen. The group is composed of several successful YouTubers in their own right, coming together for games, sketches, and challenges. Occasionally, they'd invite other content creators from the UK and the USA onto their channel. But for the most part, it's always been the core 7. KSI has enjoyed monumental fame as part of the Sidemen. The group founded a restaurant chain called Sides and has a clothing brand named Sidemen Clothing. Together, their videos have gathered close to 1 billion views. But again, KSI's time in the Sidemen was not without controversy. This time, the YouTuber was accused of being transphobic. One morning in 2020, KSI woke up to find himself trending on Twitter, but he quickly realized it was people calling him out for being transphobic. KSI vehemently denied the claim, asking for proof. That's where one fan responded with snippets from his videos with the rest of the Sidemen, where he misgenders a trans woman. KSI said that he had no idea he was misgendering the trans woman, instead claiming he just thought she had a better beard than he did. He also claimed that he had no idea that the word he had used was considered a slur. Again, he apologized. And again, everyone forgave him. But his luck would run out eventually. His own brother, Deji, accused him of being a psychopath. One of the many people the Sidemen called on their channel is a British content creator, Randolph. During one segment on Dying YouTube Channels, Randolph mentions KSI's brother's channel. This caused Deji to call out Randolph and his wife, and the two ensued in an online diss track war. Deji maliciously revealed that KSI had been the one to pay for Randolph's wedding, a statement that KSI didn't appreciate. After some back and forth between the two siblings, Deji uploaded a video claiming that KSI had always been manipulative and abusive towards him. He claimed that his brother would compete in a power struggle against him, making it a point to sleep with any girl he liked. He also claimed that instead of staying neutral in this fight against Randolph, his older brother openly supported Randolph. It's unclear whether the two have mended their relationship, but KSI did take to YouTube to defend himself against Deji's allegations. And this brings us to the latest controversy: KSI using a racial slur aimed at South Asians. In April 2023, while playing a game of Countdown with the Sidemen, KSI had to think quickly and make up a word with the alphabets that he had. In his quick thinking, the YouTuber used a derogatory term used against Pakistanis. The video showed him and the other members of the Sidemen laughing it off like it was no big deal. However, many people of South Asian origin did think it was a pretty big deal. Several people claimed that KSI appeals to a younger audience, and by normalizing a racial slur, he was corrupting the young generation. KSI apologized for using the slur, claiming that he thought it was in good fun but realized immediately that he'd made a mistake. He also claimed that he didn't want young kids to put him on a pedestal, maintaining once again, as he had in his earlier controversies too, that he wanted everyone to look at him as a human being capable of making mistakes. In the same tweet, he revealed that he'd be taking a temporary hiatus from social media. This would be his second hiatus since he launched his YouTube channel in 2009. The first one was for 6 months in 2017 after the assault allegations against him resurfaced. It's unclear whether this break will be longer, shorter, or even indefinite, because according to some sources, KSI is reportedly looking for a way out of YouTube after multiple controversies, and claiming that he just doesn't find joy in it anymore. Guess we'll just have to find out. So, from using a racial slur against South Asians to his earlier, more wholesome days as Hide Jr., this was all about the rise and fall of the controversial influencer KSI.